Welcome to another journey through our solar system. A journey into one of the strangest, most mysterious planets ever discovered. A planet that looks eerily similar to Earth, yet hides a terrifying truth. Today, we explore Venus, the world scientists call Earth's evil twin. When you hear the word Venus, you might think of beauty, romance, or the goddess of love. But the reality could not be more different. Venus is not paradise, it's a nightmare. At first glance, Venus and Earth could almost be siblings. Both are nearly the same size, the same mass, and both are rocky planets. But beneath the thick veil of clouds, Venus reveals itself as something entirely different. Imagine a world where the temperature never drops below 470 degrees C, hot enough to melt lead and iron. A place so extreme that it makes Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun, look mild in comparison. But here's the mystery. Venus is not the closest planet to the Sun, so why is it the hottest? The answer lies in its atmosphere. Venus is wrapped in a suffocating blanket of carbon dioxide, with thick clouds of sulfuric acid. Sunlight enters, but the heat cannot escape. The result is a runaway greenhouse effect that traps energy and cooks the planet endlessly. The entire world has turned into a gigantic furnace, a version of climate change gone completely out of control. And heat is not the only danger here. The surface pressure on Venus is around 90 times greater than Earth's at sea level. To put it simply, if you stood on Venus without protection, you wouldn't just burn, you'd be crushed instantly by the weight of the atmosphere. But the oddities don't stop there. Venus rotates differently than almost every other planet. It spins backwards, and it spins so slowly that a single day on Venus lasts longer than an entire year. One day there equals about 243 Earth days, while its year lasts only 225 days. Imagine watching the sun rise in the west and set in the east, over a day that stretches on for months. Its thick atmosphere hides its surface, keeping the planet forever shrouded in mystery. And scientists are still asking, was Venus once like Earth? Could it have had oceans, rivers, maybe even life? Did it start as a world of water before it spiraled into this hell? Some researchers believe that billions of years ago, Venus may have had seas. But as the sun grew hotter and the planet absorbed more energy, those oceans slowly evaporated. The atmosphere thickened, the greenhouse effect spiraled out of control, and the planet became the inferno we see today. This makes Venus more than just a strange neighbor. It's a warning, a distorted mirror showing us what could happen if Earth ever lost control of its climate. And yet, despite its hellish conditions, Venus continues to fascinate scientists. Why? Because higher up in the atmosphere, far above the deadly surface, the conditions are surprisingly Earth-like. Temperatures and pressures there are mild enough to raise an incredible possibility. In 2020, scientists detected traces of a gas called phosphine in Venus's clouds. On Earth, phosphine is usually associated with microbial life. The discovery sparked a global debate. Could tiny life forms exist, floating in the poisonous skies of Venus? Could there be microbes clinging to survival in a place where the surface is unlivable? Of course, not everyone agrees. Some argue the measurements were wrong, or that unknown chemical processes could produce phosphine without life. But even the possibility of living organisms in the clouds of Venus is enough to shake our understanding of the universe. That's why space agencies are turning their eyes back toward Venus after decades of neglect. NASA has announced two bold new missions. Da Vinci, a mission that will plunge through the atmosphere and study it directly. Veritas, a mission designed to map the surface and uncover the planet's geological history. The European Space Agency also has its own mission, Envision, which will investigate Venus's surface and atmosphere in unprecedented detail. These missions are not only about Venus, they're about us. They're about discovering whether what happened to Venus could one day happen to Earth. But Venus holds even more mysteries. Its surface is covered in volcanoes, and many scientists believe the planet might still be volcanically active today. Some evidence suggests that in the past, massive volcanic eruptions resurfaced the entire planet, covering it in fresh lava. A planet boiling inside and out, with secrets still hidden beneath its crushing atmosphere. Sparkles in the end, Venus is not just another planet. It's a story of transformation, from what might once have been a world like Earth into a cosmic inferno filled with poison, pressure, and fire. It's a silent warning and a mirror reminding us that similarity doesn't mean safety. Earth and Venus are twins in size, but one became a cradle for life, while the other became a graveyard. And maybe, just maybe, hidden in the poisonous clouds of Venus, there are tiny voices of survival, microbes that prove life can exist even in the most impossible places. If you enjoyed this journey, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Because our voyage through the planets has only just begun, and every stop ahead will be stranger, darker, and more mysterious than the last. Stay tuned. The universe still holds secrets that can change everything we think we know.